thinking that the chicken coop will probably go right here with the nests down here. We'll have some space. We're doing this is for about 4 chickens, but there'll be space up here for them, and then the run will come in on this side, and so it should be a pretty decent starter chicken coop for our 4 hens.
This is to hold up the floor, because at any one point, if you have 4 hens and possibly a rooster, depending on whether we decide to keep them in with the hens or not at night, that could be up to 5 15-pound birds, which would be 75 pounds. At any one point, you can have 75 pounds on the wire mesh floor, which is going to make it not only stretch out of shape and bow downward like a basket, it could be very dangerous and break. So this is to help distribute the pressure more evenly across the middle.
Inner city life, inner city pressure, the concrete world is starting to get you. The city is alive, the city is expanding. Living in the city can be demanding. You've pawned everything you own. Your toothbrush jar and a camera phone. You don't know where you're going, you cross the street. You don't know why you did, you walk back across the street. Standing in the sitting room, totally skint, and your favourite jersey is covered in lint. You want to sit down, but you've sold your chair, so you just stand there. You just stand there. Inner city pressure.
Counting coins on the counter of the 7-Eleven from 6:15 till 7:15. The manager, Bevan, starts to abuse me. Hey man, I just want some muesli. Neon signs, hidden messages, questions, answers, fetishes. You know you're not in high finance, considering second-hand underpants. Check your mind, how'd it get so bad? What happened to those other underpants you had? Look in your pockets, haven't found a cent yet. Landlines on your balls, have you paid your rent yet?
Inner city pressure. Inner city pressure.
So you think maybe you'll be a prostitute just to pay for your lessons, you're learning the flute. Ladies wouldn't pay you very much for this. Looks like you'll never be a concert flautist.
You don't measure up to the expectation. When you're unemployed, there's no vacation. No one cares, no one sympathizes. You just stay home and play synthesizers.
So we don't have a perfectly square frame, but at this point it doesn't matter, as long as it lays level on the frame. That's what happens when you find material that's not designed to be put together and use it anyway. So. To do is we need to attach the wire, because even though it's wrapped on there, we need to make sure that it doesn't come unwrapped. So I'm thinking of lacing wire. The floor is the most important part. If your chickens are falling through the bottom, your coop is not accomplishing what it's supposed to. So I would say this needs to be the most strong, sturdy part of the structure. And it'll also help because these are just pieces of scrap rebar that are only half of them are welded and half of them are wired together. It will help add rigidity to the structure. So I think we're going to lace wire through and make it kind of one solid piece at the bottom. So now we have wire kind of, you can see these, they're not attached yet, but they're all kind of folded over the edge. So that everything's on here, and when we go lace the wire through to hold it all together, we can catch all the different layers. And you'll see us do that in a sec.
And this right here is...
This is our
opening.
nest box access. So the 2 nest boxes are going to go here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a door that folds down or up. I'm not quite sure, depending on whether or not we can get this part. We're going to try and put some rebar here. If we can get this part stiff enough. And then that's what you open up in the morning to go and check and get your eggs out. So we've got is part of an offshoot of a large tree that we cut, just essentially like a weed stealing strength from the top of the tree. So we cut this before, and this is just carob, and it's not got any chemicals on it or anything. And the idea is that when it gets really really clawed up and pecked and covered in shit and all that, you just replace it and get a new stick and use this as firewood. Why not? Or compost at that point. And what we've got here is we've got these, let's see, I'll pull it down for you, wires here around the ends, and on the other side you can see we've cut a notch. You saw it in there, so there's a little crevice for the wire to stick into so it's not going to slide off. And I used a really heavy gauge wire, which is really hard to tighten, so it can support the weight of the birds. And what we're going to do is you don't want to put this on, attach it to the mesh, so we're going to have it attached to the actual structure up here like this. I'm going to wire it right on there. I've cut it all the right size, so now I'm putting all the sharp ends facing outward, because we don't need the hens to be all caught up in the sharp ends, clearly. So now it's just a process of pulling it through and inverting it.
So this we'll probably use as the door.
Yeah, we'll cut it down a little bit so that it's the right size.
And this other one we should use for the nest, right?
The door to the nest box?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's short.
Yeah, it's not wide enough, is it?
So what we might be able to do is make the level of the coop come up to here, and then put this on. But I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. If we bring the sides in a little bit, which is a good idea anyhow, that'll work.
You could make like double doors.
Well, yeah, you could do double doors, or we can just bolt them together with plumber strap, and then have that be one door that goes either up or down. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. So I'm just filing down the edges of this little bit of plywood that Jess cut for me, so that we can have a door for the nest boxes, so we can actually gather the eggs in the morning. And just making sure all the splinters are gone. And I think I want to give it a coat of waterproof paint as well.
And we discovered that this will make a better door. This is the other side of this piece of wood.